So our project is called Art at the Start, and we're looking at the impact of making art together with your primary carer on very young children, 0 to 3. We're kind of two approaches to that. So we're looking at participative art, so that'd be sessions like today's where it's just members of the public coming along to do sessions together with their children. And then I also run art therapy sessions, so those are a 12-week block where there's a bit more support for parents that need extra help, so maybe mums where there's been postnatal depression or anxiety, or people are worried about that relationship, so that's much more supported in those groups.
Basically, I was researching about my dissertation projects, and I talked about with my supervisor, and she told me about this ongoing art project, which is like art therapy and how can it help mothers and children interacting. I just really want to do something related to early development, and art is also like something that is very, very nice and very interesting. So I just thought that I'll take part and also assist at the groups.
So we actually applied for our funding as a collaboration, so the DCA are the collaborative partners with the university. So it gives us this amazing space that we get to come and work in, but also much more ability to connect with the general public. Previously it would have been maybe in a social work office or a space that wasn't so public, whereas now the mums are coming in to this really nice gallery space. I think it engages them with the wider stuff that's going on in the gallery. It gives them things that they might do after the art therapy sessions have finished. So we're looking at measures of well-being for the parents and their perception of the relationship with the infants. But we also do a film of the first session and the last session, and we code little 10-minute sections of that in the lab at the university, and we're looking for attachment behaviours and hoping that the duration of the attachment behaviours will be bigger in week 12 than it was in week 1. So things which we know are good for building attachments, like eye contact, joint attention, so that's especially true in art because we're both looking together at the same thing, so we'd hope that would go up. Responsiveness, eye contact, so we're looking for all those positive things to increase, and when we've piloted it they did, so those are the kind of measures that we're gathering.
It's different when you're in theory, but when you come in a situation where there are actual people here, you really need to try and like communicate with them, work together, so there's something like worthwhile. And generally, like I feel like especially when it comes to like a therapy group or even like an open session, being able to help them and talk to them and just reassure them is like very important.
It's been really beneficial for the parents. They notice kind of changes in their little ones and changes in how they interact, and again most of them I think say that they would like them to go on a bit longer.
So I feel like especially art is something that is widespread and a lot of people actually doing it, so I think doing something like this is like important because it gives you that extra experience, the exposure to art, and also at the same time helping people. So I think it's very rewarding for me, and it's going to help me definitely when I'm applying for the PhD.
I think for me it keeps it a nice balance between the academic side and something quite practical, because I probably wouldn't have wanted to go back to university after quite a big gap and do a PhD in something that was purely academic and I was just sat in a lab with a computer. So for me this keeps it kind of 50-50, where I get that face-to-face stuff with the public, I'm doing things directly with little ones, I'm getting to keep the art side up, but then I have the academic side as well, so it just keeps it a nice balance.